Okay, Habakkuk, the problem of evil. Habakkuk's question: why is God silent while the wicked succeed? The book of Habakkuk begins with a complaint. The prophet saw injustice, violence, and evil in his own country, yet God remained silent and invisible. Why didn't God intervene? Why did he give no answer when Habakkuk called out for help? Habakkuk took these questions directly to God in prayer. God answered him, but hardly in the way Habakkuk had anticipated. God said he was sending the Babylonians to punish Judah. God's word described a ruthless, savage army that would tear Israel apart. Habakkuk complained again. Could this be justice, punishing Judah through an even more evil nation? Deeply perplexed, Habakkuk waited to see what answer God would give to his second complaint. How long has he had to wait? We do not know. But God did reply, and his answer is perhaps the best explanation we have of God's attitude toward evil. It satisfied Habakkuk so that his book, which begins with a complaint, ends with one of the most beautiful songs in the Bible. Two certainties to live by. God pointed out two certainties to Habakkuk. First, the violent Babylonians would be paid back with the very weapons they had used on others. Just as they destroyed nations, they would be destroyed. Has not the Lord Almighty determined that the nations exhaust themselves for nothing? Evil may dominate the earth, but it always wears itself out. The second certainty was God's character. He may be silent for a time, but not forever. The earth will be filled with knowledge of the glory of the Lord, as the water covers the sea. In chapter 3, Habakkuk saw this powerful glory, and his heart pounded. It changed his attitude from complaining to joy. That's something we need to learn. Maybe we don't know, or we're impatient. Yeah, but he learns to listen to God. When God responded back to his complaints, and in the end, Habakkuk found joy, even though in the hardships. Because the future belongs to God, a believer can cling to the truth embodied in chapter 2, verses 4. The righteous shall live by faith. Habakkuk briefly expressed this attitude of faith in the last 3 verses of his book. No matter how hard life might become, he would rejoice and find strength in the Lord. Living by faith. Did Habakkuk explain why God allows evil? Not precisely. He did affirm that God has not lost control. Evil is moving toward its own logical end of self-destruction, and God's glory will someday fill the earth. Even in today's world, you feel like evil and wrongdoing. No, God is in control. Things will evil and will self-destruct, as it says in here, and God's glory will someday fill the earth. Habakkuk offers no proof of this, merely the records of God's communication to him. A believer can find hope and joy through faith in God, regardless of circumstances. Yes, regardless of circumstances, because can't let your bad circumstances let you continue on with these feelings of sadness or anger or frustration or depression or whatever it is. You have to trust in the Lord that things will turn out all right, and find the joy inside you. It's actually through your faith with God who will give you the joy you need. So, Habakkuk's capsule of faith was quoted at 3 critical points in the New Testament. Romans chapter 1, verse 17, and Galatians chapter 3, verse 11, and Hebrews chapter 10, verse 38. Let me read them. Verse 17 of chapter 1. For in the gospel, a righteous from God is revealed, a righteous that is by faith from first to last, just as is written, the righteous will live by faith. And let's see, what's the next? Galatians 3:11. Galatians. Clearly, no one is justified before God by the law, because the righteous will live by faith. And then we're in Hebrews 10:38. But my righteous one will live by faith, and he shrinks back, I will not be pleased with him. Though Habakkuk probably did not live to see it, the Babylons were destroyed. Today they are merely a memory. Yet we, like Habakkuk, must still wait in faith to see the earth filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord. How to read Habakkuk. Other prophets carried messages from God to humankind. Habakkuk addresses God alone. He pondered deep riddles of life while wrestling with two terrible realities: the degeneration of his own nation and the certainty that it was about to be overrun by another, worse nation. How can a just God allow even use such evil? To fully delve into Habakkuk's questions, you may want to read the book on Job and Psalm 73, which explores related issues. Oh yeah, I did share a Psalm 73. The first 2 chapters of Habakkuk tells of 2 complaints and 2 answers. As you read, try to imagine the emotional changes Habakkuk experienced as he talked with God. Then read the joyful psalm of chapter 3, set to music either by Habakkuk or someone else, and ask yourself, where did this joyful confidence come from? Where did this joyful confidence come from? I'm going to share on YouTube, which is more public. I'm going to share, so other people are blessed and stuff. I mean, again, I'm doing this for free. When I do this, my free time to do that, because I don't know how monetization happens. I don't know if I want to be monetized my videos or anything. It's hard to find royalty-free music, but I do my best. I'm not sure how many you watching and listening, so that's okay. You'll see me on YouTube. Okay. God bless you and keep you. Have a blessed day.